victory lane when we come back to Sonoma.
I know I'm gonna regret this. I really wasn't gonna do this because I felt like I ran out of time to like get this video recorded, considering I was on the verge. I was this close to putting it off until a week from today. Well, technically yesterday, since it's already Friday here on the East Coast of Northeast Ohio. It's like basically 2:30 in the morning, but I thought, fuck it, let's just get it the hell over with, even if it's going into the next day over in the overnight hours. That way, for what could potentially be the final chilly day a week, next Thursday, we can just fucking chill and relax and just do whatever we want before, we go all out with, whatever Spurs playoff game may or may not be. Well, depending on if they put this shit away tomorrow or if there's a game 7, if they fucking put it away on Sunday night. So, literally, I do not want a game 7 because I want to put this shit away tomorrow and then have a free weekend to relax and just basically Sunday be my middle finger to the Winston All-Star race, which I've not given a rat's ass about since the COVID version at Bristol in 2020 during the pandemic year. And basically, I feel the same way about the Bud Shootout / Bush Clash since after 2022, the first of the post-COVID year, considering exhibition races in NASCAR outside of the Gatorade Twin 125, let alone exhibition events in any American sport, the NBA All-Star Game, the MLB All-Star Game. At least the NHL is finally getting the message, what I'm about to tell you. But in the bitch-ass Pro Bowl, and the almost overhyped and overrated sport in America that we will not fucking name, even that's getting tiresome to the point where the athletes don't want to do it. The fans don't want to see it on the fucking schedule no more. At least the NHL is, taking being the first sport to step in, to take, make the, step in the right direction and say, well, head in the direction saying we're not going to do this All-Star Game shit no more. We're going to scrap it all together. Well, NASCAR, NBA, and even MLB and bitch-ass NFL, take fucking notes. But that's a conversation and topic for another day, another video. But anyway, welcome to the Ricky Rudd installment, aka episode 28, as you saw by the intro of Mark's Thursday night presentations. Yeah, this was a subtracting money sheet that I didn't get to go over as a class with my work, for our daily morning class, because basically we ran out of time. I think we're going on an outing, literally, and basically we barely have time to finish classes on days that half the place goes on an outing. But I was really invested in that class that day. I was excited to start this, but we said we would fit days. We even vowed we were going to finish what we started one of these in the future, but guess what? We never did. So I'm going to take matters into my own hands and do it myself. So I'm going to finish what I started, get this shit out of my house, and be back in my binder at work. I'll just fucking toss it after I'm done recording this. But yeah, we're just subtracting money here. We got the first 3 problems just being a simple so-and-so take away so-and-so problem. And then basically the next 3 after that is pretty simple. It's just, basically, an item that costs a certain amount of money and you give a certain dollar bill, like that, basically more than the amount, that it costs. And then literally the change you get back. So we're going to use the calculator. I'm literally going to go on a killing spree if it gives us the same option again with this stupid Google calculators. Like, can it fucking work worth the ass this time? Apparently not. Apparently not. Still having that same damn problem. So what are we gonna do? Oh yeah, that website we used for the last time we did this. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Let me go to my browser history. That way we could get this done faster. There was a faster and easier way. I already shaved off the whiskers. I washed all the important clothes I needed to wear because we're already running low on the pink stuff, that, makes our clothes smell good. And I love doing laundry compared to when I was younger and I hated it. But where's my history? Hello? Hello? Browsing history. Where are you? Oh, here we go. Okay. Anyway, so what was I doing? Okay. So I already shaved the whiskers, so that way it's already over with by tomorrow. There's going to be a really beautiful day before the hopefully the Spurs closeout game for the second round against the Timber Puppies, which we'll have the Bruce Bowen installment of Spurs Roundup, since we've been so invested into this playoff series to the point where we haven't had time to record any singular, like Robbie Gordon, game reviews, for each individual game. So all of it's going to have to be combined, I won't throw in the game highlights. Obviously, I'll talk about exactly everything that went down, literally. But, yeah. I could have swore. Okay, calculator.com, yeah. Okay, this is over the winter. Okay, so here's the first problem. Not to mention the trash was already taken out. That way I don't have to do it tomorrow when I come home. I can just make sure everything's good, make sure I charge the battery at work. And then we'll be all set like Jimmy Johnson to have some fun in Sandy Ridge once it's time, because we leapfrog our friends that are still in school and literally at the ones who are still have work later than I do. So, and I don't think that's fair. In the beginning, I didn't think of it when I started coming to ViaQuest, but then I was being more considered as a bar for my friends. So that's why we're just sit there and wait. But just don't get too comfortable, then we'll fall asleep. But anyway, ramble inside. Okay, money. Okay. Standard type calculator. What are we doing? Okay, I guess I'll do it without the money label again. Okay, 9. Come on. 9. There we go. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. $9 take away $2.89. Okay. 611. Next. Oh, speaking of, we got to shoehorn a standalone spring episode of Garra Acción y Sudor and Tim Duncan Cannot Recreate before the summer episodes hopefully come back for the first time since, 2024. All right, let's go to the next problem. Okay, how do we get this out? Fuck it, we'll refresh. Okay, here we go. $12 minus. Oops. No. Okay. $8.24. Survey says $3.76. Eat your heart out, Steve Harvey. Family Feud was a hell of a lot better show, and Richard Dawson was the host, because the most important thing, he has something that you will never have. Just even though obviously you're still here, but unfortunately he's not. What he has, even in heaven, but you don't have on earth and never will have, is that one thing, the most important thing, being the king of pimping it up. Literally, he could run in circles around your bum ass, trying to so hard to be funny, and it never fucking works. All right, here we go. $20. Okay, I gotta watch the length of each clip. Okay, so I was gonna say I can't tell what that first number was. $6.95. $13.05. Not bad. Okay, I don't even care if it goes past the line. We need to hurry this the fuck up so we can have a little bit of downtime before I'm closing up shop for the night. All right, problems 4 through 5, no problem. I'm just gonna speed run through this so I can get this the hell over with. already gave you the first three answers on the top row. So the next three answers, they ran to question number 4, $3.05. The fifth question, $37.01. And the sixth and final question, is that your final answer? $4.15. Okay, we can toss this shit. We don't fucking need it. So that'll do it for the Ricky Rudd installment of Mark's Thursday Night Presentation. So episode 28. Next will be the Harvick installment, episode 29. So as far as I know, I do not have any more planned episodes coming up anytime soon. Maybe down the line I will, but not for a while, because at least now this is already over with. So by the time I get to potentially be the permanent last cold day for the season, for real, next Thursday, right before the Coke 600 and the greatest with the motorsports, greatest weekend in motorsports in Charlotte, Indianapolis, Italy, and I don't count fucking F1. Even when it was Monaco, it was still at Monaco on Sunday to start the motorsports Christmas. It was it's basically the heyday of motorsports, NASCAR, especially NASCAR, IndyCar, even during the kart days, and for F1, with Schumacher, my boy Montoya, who was my homeboy in NASCAR in the 42, and, in the Winston Cup days in Gen 4, even when it was Nextel, and then later Sprint with Gen 5 COT, literally, that got us excited psyched as kids, and teens, long before the current generation of kids that are growing up with today's NASCAR was even around. But obviously it kind of makes it less special, even though, it's still special to some race fans like me, but Monaco was starting to get really, really stale towards the end, so I'm glad they changed it. So maybe whatever Monaco couldn't do in the past with all these years, because, there were my tradition juice that all the, even some of the diehards that want to keep drinking and with the corresponding drug to go with it. Whatever restrictions they had at Monaco they couldn't do, I guess they can do now. I know C-Rad TV was talking about it in one of his, racing YouTube videos, but I'm going to have to, check with him or send him a link to the video. I send it to the NASCAR group chat I've been on Instagram. That way he can comment, basically, and I'll mention, hey, I shouted you out about, this Motorsports Christmas. But anyway, so yeah, we got, the Car Quest 300 this next Saturday, the truck race on Friday night. Well, my Charlotte schedule will depend on the SPURS Western Conference Final schedule. If we could put the shit away in Minnesota at Target Center tomorrow, and thirdly, if we can give OKC the same run for their money like we did in the regular season and come away victorious again. I know regular season and playoffs are two different whole-ass animals and beasts, but sometimes if you're a certain team where you're that goated in a regular season, sometimes that regular season success will follow you into the playoffs and sometimes to the finals, and 90% of the time the championship. When it's your year, it's your year. Just ask us in 2014, in 2003, X, Y, and Z. But I digress, that's a topic or story for another day. But I do know that I really hope that if we do put this away and make the conference finals to face the Thunder, I know it's probably going to go 6 or 7 games, but and if it goes more than 4, I really hope they don't schedule a game on next Sunday night. That way, I have to choose between the SPURS and the 600, and I really don't want to do that. What I'm really hoping to do, if the NBA and Adam Silver are smart in terms of the scheduling, if we do have go back part of the 4 games, if we have to play a game on any games on Memorial Day next weekend, I hope they schedule one of the games on Saturday night. That way, we can go to the Kinsman's in our Tim Duncan uniform, have to vlog that, and then come home, enjoy the game, and then do what we got to do. Then the next day, fully focus on the 600 and potentially another summoning from Bardo over in turn 3 for the second year in a row. Because if he and his crew summon me again during the 600, especially whether a yellow flag comes out or not, like last year when a yellow flag came out for a spinning Alex Bowman into the wall, and then he called me on Messenger to summon me because his crew of buddies wanted to see me. So whether it happens that way or not, if he summoned me with or without a caution flag, it's going to become a Coke 600 tradition at this point. But if it does happen, regardless if there's a yellow flag, if it happens the same way like it did last year, happens while the race is under green, maybe this time it'll be a hell of a lot warmer, and we don't have to worry about making an exemption for the once it drops below 60 degrees, 1500 below, where I'll go get your ass home rule, where at special occasions like that, I just let it go. Hopefully we don't have to worry about that this time. So that would be the case. And then it's a dream scenario, because a 50-50 chance I could get it, but you never know. And then Monday, Memorial Day, we could have another Memorial Day massacre like we did in 2013. We got revenge on the teddy bears for 2011. But my prayers go out to Brandon Clark and his friends and family and his Memphis Grizzlies teammates, even though they were a thorn in our side, even for, like, you know, a shitty regular season team. But there will be a tribute to him at the beginning of the next Spurs video, when we do the Bruce Bowen installment of Bruce Roundup, to address his passing out of respect, out of as just a basketball fan as a whole, because it's bigger than just basketball. So he was a human being at the end of the day, after all, and someone's, you know, family member of all kinds. But that'll do it for me for the Ricky Rudd installment. I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow night, going into Saturday, early morning, midday, afternoon Saturday, for the Bruce Bowen installment of Spurs Roundup. Whether we wrap this shit up in 6 games or have to go to a 7th game. But if that's the case, which I hope it's not, then guess what? We'll do a Game 7 recap video, which I hope it doesn't have to come to that. Because I know we're going to be doing a couple of videos on YouTube this coming weekend, Sunday through Tuesday, maybe, for the first 80 degree days of the season. If bitch-ass Mother Nature and her dirty-ass tricks in the form of precipitation and rain can stay the fuck away. Stay the fuck out of the happiest place in Northeast Ohio and Sandy Ridge, and stay out the fuck away from our day program. So have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Good night. See you all for the next video, when we do the Bruce Bowen installment of Spurs Roundup, aka episode 12, potentially recapping all the things that happened in the second round series against the Timber Puppies, and potentially by 50-50 chance previewing the Western Conference Finals against the Oklahoma Shitty Thunder. See you later, everyone. And as always, effective tomorrow, go Spurs go.